Alright, welcome back. In this video, we're going to go over the last three functional groups. So the functional groups we're going to go over are the anhydride, the amide, and the amine. So let's start. The anhydride is a functional group comprised of two double bonded oxygens, which are connected to carbons, and those carbons are connected to an oxygen in the middle. So it creates this kind of V shape, like half of a W kind of deal. So oxygens, two oxygens, they have double bonds. Those are connected to carbons, and those carbons are single bonded to a single oxygen in the middle, and it's surrounded by R groups. The very most common anhydride is acetic anhydride. Acetic anhydride is basically this, but the R group is just a methyl group at the end. So it's a CH3 at the end here. Now there are different types of anhydrides, like derivatives. One derivative is from phosphoric acid, and it comes in the form of ATP. So notice right here, we actually have some kind of anhydride looking molecule here. We have the two oxygens with an oxygen in the middle. Instead of the carbons, we actually have a phosphate. So it's kind of like a derivative of an anhydride. Let's move on to amide. So amide is, please do not get confused with amide and amine. They're two different things, and very, very frequently they get mixed up. An amide has a carbon that's double bonded to an oxygen, and that carbon is also bonded to a nitrogen. And the nitrogen is connected to other things, other R groups. So it's basically an oxygen, a carbon, and a nitrogen. And the carbon must have a double bond with the oxygen. That's what an amide is. So very common, well, not very common, but very, I should say, how should I say this? Yeah, without sounding illegal. Okay, LSD is a very common drug. You've probably heard of it. It causes powerful hallucinations. It has an amide group in it. The amide is right here. So we got our carbon that's double bonded to an oxygen, and that is also bonded to a nitrogen. The carbon's bonded to a nitrogen, and it has the R groups here. So LSD stands for lysergic acid diethylamide. Notice it has the word amide in it. That's where the name LSD comes from. It's not like it's part of the organic chemistry name. It's not like a street name they gave it. LSD is actually from the organic chemistry name. Another common use is in bulletproof vests like Kevlar. Amides are known to be very strong, like structurally. So it actually makes up a lot of police uniforms like vests or the military vests. Amines. So amines are a little bit different. We have different forms of amines. We have a first degree, a second degree, and a third degree. So let's go over first degree. What a first degree is it's one nitrogen that's bonded to one R group. And the rest of the bonds to nitrogen are hydrogens. So nitrogen can only hold 3 bonds. If one of those bonds is not a hydrogen, it's a first degree. We call this a first degree amine. If 2 of the bonds that are connected to nitrogen are R groups, we say that's a second degree. Or in other words, only 1 hydrogen is bonded to a nitrogen. A third degree is when you have absolutely no hydrogens bonded to nitrogen. It's all R groups. That's a third degree. Very common, drug is methamphetamine. Notice it has the word amine in it. It's in the name. So Walter White in Breaking Bad, if you ever watched this, he uses methylamine to make meth. It's one of the reactants into making meth. So let's look at what amine do we have here. Well, first we have the nitrogen. We have one R group and two R groups and one hydrogen. So let's look over here. We have one R group, two R group, and one hydrogen. This is a secondary amine in meth. And so yeah, that concludes the functional group videos. You have 4 of them. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. I think the next thing in organic chemistry is mechanisms. I am not completely sure, but I will look into that. So until next time, later.